Alright, welcome everybody, and in today's video, I'm just going to be talking about your guys' speculation of Todd. Today I'm going to be talking about your guys' speculation on the new Inazuma Eleven Victory Road. What's your thoughts? What's your plans? What do you think is going to happen? And blah, 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 blah. Now, before the video starts, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are so close, 7,000. I can sniff that. I can sniff it. But yeah, without further ado, let's begin. Now, for the first speculation, we have my good friend Timo, and he says, one of my predictions in story mode is that the South Series 6 all have a sub-story where we find out that they all have some sort of bad upbringing, like Cade being bullied and Brad quitting football for his dad. Now, I kind of agree, kind of don't. It's like, because obviously we know that Cade, you know, he gets bullied. He's a victim of bullying. And Sakurazaki with his dad is a bit of a toxic relationship. So yeah, on that basis alone, fair enough. And Kisoji also, you know, quit football for his own thing. So you know what, Timo, I can't say no. It's a out there speculation, but you know, that's what this video is for. So thank you very much, Timo. So now we have Matex, and Matex is coming to me saying he will be part of the main 11 of Chronicle mode, the 11 that will obviously face the Mind Eater. This is the question that I'm like, I don't even know. I don't even know if Chronicle mode's gonna have like a set 11 players, or you can just scout whoever and then you play, you know, blah blah blah. I was always just like, there is no way you can scout all you want, because imagine a man with Sue and starting your team. That's not the ultimate 11. Come on, that's not the ultimate 11. If it is a set 11, it's gonna be a brand new. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be, you know, anybody new. But then again, even being the case with set 11, that's like a 1% chance it's gonna happen. So yeah, now we have Roman Day, and he says Jude will make an appearance in the story. I mean, yeah, he has to. Like, Jude is part of the main 3 of the original story. So yeah, he has to be there. Of course, he has to be there. It's Kido Yuto, it's Jude Shaw, the tactician himself. He will most definitely be involved. Hopefully, he's involved in Royal Academy in some way, shape, or form. All right, now we have KO, and he says the final match won't be against Raimon. I believe Nagamahara will face them in the semis or something, but the final is gonna be, I don't want to say an OP team, but like a slightly stronger team, and maybe they'll be coached by someone we've seen before. KO, me and you, it's a link, bro. We've got a link, bro. I agree heavily. I know it's like the season 1 OG all over again, but come on, bro. They've set up Raimon like there's some like next generation beasts. I truly believe that somebody's gonna just knock them out. And what I've also got tied in with Haru joining Nagamahara, just like how Kido joined Raimon when, you know, Zeus thrashed Royal Academy. I feel that's gonna the same thing that's gonna happen. But you know, either way, if it does happen, it doesn't happen, it's still gonna be great. But yeah, KO, I do agree with you. Now next up, we got my boy Paul Ashmore. Now he says one of my predictions for Victory Road is that at some point in the story, Destin regains his ability to play football again, and in the final football frontier match, Destin leads his team to victory against Harper and Raimon. Now, only reason I disagree with this is because Unmei has like heart problems, doesn't he? And to get away with heart problems is gonna be like some sensational feat. Like, he'd have to, like, I don't even know, maybe, I don't know, unlock the Keshin, and the Keshin manifested like a new, I don't know, but I think it's highly unlikely. However, it is a good theory. Like I said, if it doesn't happen, I'm still there, bro. I'm still gonna be hyped for it. So thank you very much, Paul, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Now next up, we got Kook Black, my biggest hater. Well, not my biggest haters, and he sent me a whole paragraph, so let's get into Kook. Listen, I finished English 5 years ago, but I'll read it just for you. Now he says OG character in story mode. I'm curious to see what roles some of the OG characters are gonna play in the story mode. For example, I think Mark, being Mark, is not gonna help out his son directly. I agree completely. I think he'll help Destin in some way to beat Raimon, since Harry doesn't really have any struggles as far as we know when it comes to football. Maybe Mark wants to find him a way to give him that competition. Also, there's the added motive for him to help Destin because of his enormous passion for football. Now, I actually is really a Mark thing to do. What I will say though is that I remember Hino was talking about how he doesn't want the OG characters to be like insanely involved with their story. So whilst I do believe that Mark isn't gonna help Haru, I don't think Mark is gonna be, you know, in Nagamahara's life like that. I think it's gonna be like Destin, maybe it's somebody new, and yeah. But the first part I do agree on. The second part I don't. Now, next up, we have something from M2 called Barmer. I'm sorry. And he talks about bond transformation. Now, do you think Haru and Unmei are going to use bond transform? Because in the opening, there's that scene where both of them are in the air, and right when their hands meet, a golden light flashes. After that, Unmei falls to the ground, but Haru isn't there anymore, so it could foreshadow them using bond transform. That's why I believe they used bond transformation. It looks like their powers connected, and Haru might have merged with Unmei transform. What I will say is, though, remember when, I don't know what trailer it was, it might have been the music trailer. Haru was a figment of Unmei's imagination, I'm pretty sure. But but I don't believe they're gonna have Bond transformation only because it's just too wild. Bond transformation is like a Chrono Stones arc thing. I highly doubt that Bond transformation is gonna be like proper football frontier. If I was like, you know, the director of the football frontier, I'm damn not allowing that, bro. Imagine someone Bond transforms into like Gazelle, like you win the game. It's crazy. But yeah, I personally don't agree. But once again, it's a good theory. It's a good theory. Now next up we have Addy, and he says, is there a player that you are hyped about using that isn't that mainstream / well known? Oh brother. Now the thing is with me, I think everybody knows when it comes to scouts in Inazuma 11, I know nothing. I'm gonna be so for real, I know nothing. That's why in Victory Road I want to like embrace the scouting, you know, the scouting heritage. But right now I know no one. I know no one. But if I had to choose, you know what, my boy Sammy, bro, I'll pick Lil Reese because he actually looks pretty cool though. I'm gonna pick Lil Reese because that's one of Sammy's favorite characters, and you know, Sammy's my boy. Now we got Rio coming in with, my prediction is that the protagonist team won't get battered in their first game together and that they will beat Ryman in the first try. This scenario never happens in any other season except season 3 was a training arc and Orion, but Clario still took them out. That is crazy. That's like, wow. Wow. A season where the new team beats the big boys first try. Okay. Do I agree? It's not just a case of I agree or disagree. Like, but it's a very good theory. It's a very good theory because that, like you said, that hasn't truly happened. I'm digging it. The only thing is though, compared to any other, Nagamahara is a team full of like, this is a brand new team. This team on paper is worse than Rayman 1, from what I know anyway. So them not getting thrashed like Rayman 1 did against Royal Academy, we'll see. It's a very hopeful theory, but I love the theory anyway. I love the theory. And next up, we have my great mod, Max, and he says, Cornerstone team players will surely be broken. Note, all of them have mixies, some multiple mixies, examples, Faye and Zanak, and Keshin plus Keshin armed. How will that work is the real question. And in the path choice thingy, will it focus on only one of the power-ups? Example, path going left focuses on Keshin and Keshin armed, and path going right focuses on Mixie Max. Now, I'm the wrong guy to answer that though. All I'm gonna say is that I swear that you're only allowed 2 Keshin, Mixie, like the hyper power-ups. You're only allowed 2 anyway, and everyone's gonna be able to do it. Like, you can give everyone a Keshin. You can give everyone a Keshin arm, and I presume that you can Mixie Max with anyone, just like how, you know, in the DS games you can do that. So I don't think that they're going to be broken, but like I said, I'm the wrong person to ask. Now we've got Babsis. Well, that's a bit crazy name. But he says, I'm surprised no one has talked about this, but do you think we will need to complete the Galaxy Ares Orion routes to complete the Chronicle mode story? And if not, what do you think will make the story progress? That is, honest to God, that fair enough. Fair enough, man. I have no idea. Yeah, you are right. You actually are right, because what does that mean? We're gonna have to wait like a month and a month and a month for like new story, which is fine. Of course, this is fine. But yeah, no, you are right. I have no idea. I really have no idea. I'd assume that you'd have to, you know, go to Galaxy, go to Ares, go to Orion. But what I want to know, let's say it is like going through that. Once we get to the Ares and Orion verse, what happens? What happens? Because that's just the alternate reality. Like, I don't know what happens, but I'm excited. Babsis, you're on the right track. Much appreciated, my broski. Now, next up, we have Nyuro, and he says Keshins in story mode. Keshins are pretty much confirmed to be in the story mode. According to the Korokoro scans, an opposing school capable of summoning Keshin appears. A rabbit-looking Keshin is summoned and shoots spear-like shots. Its user hasn't been revealed yet. They're wearing a black uniform we've never seen before. Just what kind of team is this? But they do make it sound like it's just this team specifically. Wow, wait. Obviously, I've seen, you know, I'm gonna put the image, obviously. I've seen the Keshin before. I didn't know they said an opposing school. So that's my Chronicle mode theory out the window. I thought this was a Chronicle mode team because, like, look at the kit. The kit's literally black as, like, bro, it's black as me, bro. I was thinking, there is no way a school's rocking this kit. I mean, fair enough, though. It's gold, bro. I didn't even know it was, like, confirmed to be a shot. So I might be a true fraud because what the I don't think it's gonna be, like, team specific, though. I think they're just, you know, they're talking about blah, 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 blah. To be fair, you are kind of right with, like, if that description is true when I said an opposing school capable of summoning a Keshin appears, but I do think that it's gonna be, like, maybe, like, selected schools. I don't think it's gonna be that one only, but you're onto something, Nero. You're onto something.